This is the video for this SAT practice test. So let's jump quickly to the questions. Um, I think there should be two. Should be uh, those. Yeah, the verbal sessions too long. Yeah, so there are two modules, and this is like the online test, but not exactly online because they have their like feedback system, which in the new SAT has these adaptive questions, right? So I think similar to GRE, so uh, it's quite different. So you don't get everyone are not everyone's not answering the same set of questions. So I think when you are doing better, you're gonna see like more difficult questions, but then you get more scores. So let's solve these problems. Let's see. First one is word problem. So make sure you read it carefully. For amount is smallest, right? So you look at the lowest point. So it must be before 2014. Uh, okay. 29. Next question. 29 of 100 has a defect. Has a defect, right? So based on the given, right, and the word problem, make sure you understand what at random means and the probability, right? Because 29 out of 100 is defective, then the probability is 29 out of 100 that has a defect, right? So you want to make sure you also make sure you know what they are asking, right? Because they could also be asking does not have a defect, which is going to be 71 over 100, right? So that obviously they're not trying to trick us, right? And D is also obviously wrong because you cannot have probability larger than one. That is for this problem. M is parallel, so it's a slight geometric problem. So if you know a parallel and they are being intersected by one single line, and then you have these two blue ones, they are congruent, right, or equal. And then so x plus this, so x plus 33 equals to 180 because they're linear pairs. Yeah, I think they call the same size something. Okay. Well, you guys probably know better about those nomenclatures than I do. So basically, these two blue ones equal to each other, so which means x equals to 147, which is D. So far so good. I don't know how long I took. Uh, it should be only spending for these three questions, maybe because these word problems you want to double check. So, but this one should only really take you 5 seconds, and the other ones maybe 30 seconds. So try to keep everything under 1 minute for each problem. The y-intercept of the graph. So y-intercept, right? So there's nothing, uh, but make sure you choose these wisely, right? And again, they're not trying to trick you into having this. Okay, this will be more tricky than this because you don't really see a -8 anywhere. So it is D, okay? So the 6 is the asymptote, right? Where this side converges to eddies, it seems. Okay? But y-intercept, y-intercept is when x equals 0, the value of y, okay? So which is D, okay? Plus the x coordinate of this point is actually indeed 0, okay? So the next one will cost, okay? It's a multiple handle is 400, so it's basically just to plug and see, right? So you get 1000 plus, and also I'm not sure if this part allows calculate or not. Let's take a look. Let's say calculate. So, oh, it's permitted, right? So yeah, you can use calculator. Right? But if you don't want to, it's totally fine, right? See, right? Just add these two numbers. Make sure you're multiplying it correctly. Okay. So each side of square is 45 watts. The perimeter is just 4 times the side delta, right? Which is 180. Okay. Again, make sure you do the calculation correctly. Positive solution to the given equation. Okay, so now you want to first you know that x doesn't equal to -6, right? So then you multiply this to the side, you get 55 equals to x squared plus 6x. To solve this, so actually you have well, either by using quadratic formula or factoring, right? Now I'm going to do it by factoring. So I realize this guy is 5 times 11, right? And 11 minus 6, sorry, 5 is actually 6. So that's it, right? I think you plus here and you minus here. Okay, do 0, so x equals to 5 because we are looking for the positive solution. Okay, make sure you capture this part. Okay. Travel at constant speed, 12 centimeters per second. It could help you just rewrite some information down, right? What's the time in seconds it take to travel this, right? So it's going to be 9, it's just 108 divided by 12, it's just 9 seconds. And travels centimeters, right? Wait, so got the units wrong. So top is the distance need to travel, which is centimeters. And bottom is the velocity. Yeah, so one thing they might try to trick you is have this as meters, right? So then they add a unit conversion to this, or feet, inches, I don't know. Next one, value, which is correct compares the mean of the data set x. Okay, so you want to find the mean, right? So this one is just 9, and this one is larger than 9, right? Because the difference between x and y is that y also has 27, right? So it's larger than 9, which brings up the average. So it's going to be or mean, right? Okay. So it's going to be b, right? The mean of this x is the mean of this y. Okay. Right. Yeah, if you the mean is the summation of all the data and then divide by the number of data. Okay. So make sure you know the stats, terms, okay, and definitions. Okay, average, right? So, right, the burn is the difference. Okay, I mean, it doesn't really matter in this one if you do positive and negative, but as long as you understand the meaning. I think this one's supposed to be uh, supposed to be a so we're looking for the calculator problem. Okay, but right, I'm gonna without doing any calculation, I'm gonna know its answer is A. Okay, but after a couple of things I look for, right? So it's a 6 digit minus 6 digit, which will yield another 6 digit, but then you divide by 20 something. Okay, so D won't be correct, right? Because it's too large. This is I think this is actually just the difference between these two, right? But I didn't need to really do any calculations, but this is closest to the difference between these two. So it cannot be the answer because you need to divide by 21. Okay, and the only calculation I did essentially is subtract 0 by 5, right? So the last digit must be 5, which means, and then you see my last digit here is 1. So 5 divided by 1 is just going to be 5, right? Which means B and C are not correct, right? So the answer is A. So these are the things that you can help. Well, if you're in China, right? Because we, at least when I grew up, we cannot use calculators in exams. So these are just some little tricks that help you think and do these calculations faster. Okay? All right, another word problem. So yeah, I do think that there's a lot of word problems, which means that you do need to read everything carefully. Okay? From which number represents the height in meters from which the okay. So yeah, the height from which the object was kicked, right? Because it was sent off from a platform, right? So it's asking its initial height, right? So you see, the question itself is actually not hard, but they try to hide, to wrap all the information in a different way so that you get confused. Okay, so they're actually looking for the initial height of the object, which is height when t equals 0, which is just 9. Okay, so no complex calculations. It's just reading and understanding what they are trying to ask. Okay, reach its minimum, right? Because see, this quadratic function, you have a larger than 0, right? So it opens up. So it does have a minimum. You're basically looking for its vertex, right? Since we're looking for its vertex, you do right. This one's a little bit calculation intensive, but if you remember the formula, right, it's gonna be what? B over 2a, right? Or negative b over 2a. Negative b over 2a. Right? That's gonna be your so you need to do some calculations. So negative so which is 50 divided by 8, right? So that's gonna be your 25 over 4. I think you can double check. You can write this out. It says fx equals to 2x minus. So you basically look at these two terms because this is basically an add. You can add whatever constant. Basically, you move this up and down, right? But you're looking for the value of x. So the vertical direction, vertical placement of the curve actually has nothing to do with this x. So you want, yeah, basically you have 2x here, right? So you want to have this negative 50, but you know that's a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And your a squared is 2x, right? So you have 2a, which is 4x, right? But now you only have 50 here, which means that it's 50 over 4. Okay. So yeah, so, and you plus some constant to make it 160, 126, right? But you can see here, you plug this in, it's going to equal to 0, which is your minimum, right? Because this one is always larger than equal to 0, and so the minimum is always reached when this part, right, the quadratic part equals to 0. So this is 25 over 4. And then the next one, budget. Yes, another word problem, which I really don't like. Okay, so maximum number of large candles. Okay, so you need to do small, S for small candles and L for large. Okay, so you have to the amount of buy must be within your budget. So 4.9S plus 11.6 L should be less than or to 200. Okay, and S plus L is larger than equal to 200. Right. Right. So then you need to solve this. Right. So this is not something I can do. I don't think this is something I can do just by looking at it. Right. So well, you can multiply this whole thing by 4.9. I guess that could help. So 4.9s plus 4.9l larger than equal to 980. Okay. Right, so that's a good way to start. So because What's next one? Right, so you have to buy, I think at least, just see you cannot buy 200 of L, right? So I don't want to guess this. So let's see how can we solve this like officially. The yeah. So you want this, you want to add this 4.9s plus 11.6L will be larger than equal to 980 plus 6.7L. Okay. So then you have this larger than equal to 980 plus 6.7L, which means 6.7L is less than equal to 131.220. Okay, so L is less than equal to this. Okay. So also you need to round down of this, right? You need to round down from here. Yeah, but see this type of problem probably gonna spend some extra time. So make sure you save time from other portions, okay, to make it work, right? Otherwise, gonna and then if something is too hard, just ignore it. It took me maybe 2-3 minutes to solve this, so it's not good, right? Probably want to optimize that. Okay, this one, you basically just plug in and check. Okay, it's great. So you want x equals to 0, f equals to 8, which this one's gone, right? So it's just A or D. Another clue, well, f equals, it's gonna be D. Right? Let's do the 16 first. With W and length is 6 times. Yeah, because W is the width, right? So if you have 14 here, means that the width of the rectangle is 14, right? So A could be the answer, B could be the answer, right? And these two are not, right? And then see, B is wrong because it does not have the right unit, right? So the answer is A. So this is mostly like a like brain teaser, right? Trick question. Just so to look at your attention to like details. Circumference, length of arc PS is twice the length of arc PQ. So here PS and PQ, right? So because SQ is the diameter, right? Which means that SPQ will be half of the circumference. So SPQ is 72, and then if SP is twice SPQ, so SP would be 48, while PQ is 24. So we want to do for the arc of QR, which is then is same as PQ, sorry, same as SP, so which is 48. All right, next question. Company that provides whale watching tour 80 per adult and 60 per child. All right. So 21 equals to A plus C. A is the number of adults and C is the number of children. Okay. And then 80A plus 60C equals to 1400. Okay. So you know 8A plus 6C equals to 144. So you just simplify this. 4A plus 3C equals to 72. Which means that from here, you know, 3A plus 3C equals to 63. Okay, so which means that A equals to the difference, which is 9, and C equals to 12. Okay, and they ask you how many people in the group are children, so it's going to be C, right? 12. Function H. How many questions do we have left? Okay, we have not too many, right? Let's see how much time we have spent. So wait, I don't really know. Yeah, the previous version they do tell you 9. I don't know why this one does not. That's fine, right? Let's just hear solving problems. Then just do it as fast as you can, and that will work. Okay. Let's see what's. Oh, okay. Yeah, so y is just the h, right? So you're saying if x-intercept is -7, 0, and y-intercept is 0, 28, right? So you're adding 8 and b, so it's going to be 21. And the next one, one factor of that is x plus b. And so, yeah, so basically they're asking you to factor this, right? Actually, you can do a 2x out first, right? So you get x squared plus 21x plus 104. And 52 times 2, and then it's 26 times 4. 26 times 4. It's still quite not the same as 21. So let's try one more time. So it's 13 times 8, right? So now we have 21, right? So 2x, x plus 13, x plus 8. Smallest possible value of b is going to be 8. Okay. In a given system of equations, a is a positive constant. One distinct real solution. Okay, so it looks like this. It looks like this. Opens up and intersects with -1.5, right? I should draw it like this, right? Right. So something like this, right? So there are a couple of doing this, right? Because you have this already, so you can do x plus 4 squared, then you minus 16 plus 8, okay, equals to your y. And when x equals -4, right, you equals to y equals -1.5. So that's basically saying this 2 equals to -1.5, which means that your a is 14.5. Move on to the next one, which table of values. Represent this, right? So you kind of want to plug in and check. So, but if fx equals to this, and then which means that all these values should make the fx itself equals to 0, which means that y equals to 0 minus 3 is -3. Okay, So A is out, and actually they all have these same values, right? So the answer must be B. Okay. Another trick question is asked. So the function Q, value of Q decreased by 45% every increase in the value of X by 1. Well, it decreased by 45%, which means that multiplied by 0.55, right? So the answer is C. Defines F, right? So the y-intercept is what? It's 2, right? So this out, 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 right? So it must be C. Okay? Easy, and this one is, yeah, couldn't be easier, right? But double check. Oh, you see. So this is actually not right? Because you see, I totally forgot about this, right? So looking for F, not Y. So this is showing us F, which is plus 14. So you kind of need to move it down, right, by 14 units. So instead of 2, it's actually negative 12. Right? See, trick question. So let's draw this R S T R S T 20 48 52. Triangle RST, then you do S is V, so put V here, T is W, put W here, and then R will be U, okay. What's the value of tangent of, so this one's probably right triangle, right, but let's double check. Yeah, so this one's, yeah, so this is 5 times, 4 times 5, 4 times 12, and 4 times 13. Okay. So yeah, so it is a right triangle where this RST is 90 degrees. Okay. So tangent W, which is going to be UV over VW, right? Opposite over adjacent, which is going to be 5 over 12, okay? 5 over 12B. Okay. 2 more. 1 gallon of paint will cover 220 square feet of a surface. Which equation represents the total amount of paint twice, right? So see, just some tiny details. So 1 gallon covers this much, right? So let's say we have P gallons, right? P gallons will cover P times 220, right? And you want that equal to what? You want that equal to 2W, okay? Right, because you're covering that twice. So P equals to W over 110. So make sure read this very carefully so that don't make silly mistakes. Okay. So A is which means, so the first sentence means B times B plus 100% B equals to A, and 49 what 90% less than 49. Wait. Yeah, so times 10% equals to B, right? Yeah, it's a weird question. Value of A, and so B is equals to 4.7, and then 2.1 times 4.7 equals to A. Okay, that would be the answer. I don't know if the answer is included here, but I will try to double check. But yeah, so for the first module part we are done. I'll try to get the module 2 recorded as well. Right?